There's so many things in this video. Here, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today's video is a top Amazon favorite products of all times, but not just related to the nail studio and my nail studio business, but Amazon products as a whole. So I do find some pretty cool Amazon products for the nail studio that I share with you guys quite often, but on my second channel and my second Instagram, I tend to share a lot more things that you would use around the house, or kid favorite things, or mom favorite things, or just some favorite things for myself. And I've never shared that on this channel, but I'm going to today. So the way that I'm going to do this video is that I'm going to have all the nail related stuff right at the beginning of the video, so that way if you don't want to see the other stuff, you can just kind of exit out. And I will also leave timestamps in the description box below so that you can jump to the different parts of the video that kind of interest you as well. So Amazon Prime days. So typically there's some really good sales going on Amazon on those specific days. So I wanted to try and have this video up so that you, if there's anything that you're interested in, maybe it's on sale. I'm hoping some of my wish list items are on sale in the next 2 days as well for Christmas coming up. Another little disclaimer, I am an Amazon affiliate. So if you choose to use the links in the description box below, then that means that I get a little bit of a kickback from them as well. So I always appreciate those of you who choose to use them. Without further ado, let's dive into my Amazon favorites in the nail studio first. If you guys keep up with my videos regularly, a lot of these are not going to be new. I do have a separate Amazon favorites in the nail studio video that I'll leave linked for you and in the description box as well. And this is like a concise version of my ultimate top favorite things that every single time I look at them or use them, I'm like, gosh, I'm so glad I found this product. And that goes for everything in this video as well. So first up, stiletto swatch sticks. I get mine from Amazon. I like that they have different options. I can get them in clear, which are these ones. I also have the black and white ones as well. And I specifically got these so that I don't have to paint my nail swatch sticks black or white if I am doing like chrome or any sort of art on top of them. It's just saving me an extra step. So I like that there is the option of all of the different kinds, but I love how these look in videos as well as on my social media posts. Whenever people post about stiletto swatch sticks, I'm just like, yes, I love those. So that is a top favorite for sure. The next one are these little leg warmers. You guys have seen these multiple times in videos, but these I use for my red iguana hands, and the one that I have comes in like a beige color, comes in a gray color, comes in kind of like a light cream color, and then a black color as well. So I personally really like that these are neutral. Put them on her like this, and that way it looks a little bit more realistic for pictures and videos, and then you can kind of position them up so it just kind of looks more like a real hand. There are a whole bunch of options on Amazon for different kinds of these leg warmers. I liked these because they are small, so I don't have like a really long kind of thing hanging off. I can also kind of bunch them like this if I'm gonna do like a camera filming from the top angle as well. Whereas I found some of the longer ones I didn't think I'd be able to do that. Like one of my favorite things, like every single time I use them, I'm like, I love those. I'm so glad I found them. And one of you guys suggested it to me, so thank you, because they work so well. Next is this little wrist support that I use for my wrist when I'm editing on my computer. Mostly I use it in combination with my mouse because of like the size of it, but you could probably use it a little bit for your keyboard too, or I'm sure they have ones that would work for a keyboard too. But cosmetic sponges that I found on Amazon, I was like in my mind trying to picture something that I could use my scraper, because I was finding that I was just using disposable wipes to clean off my scraper. I was going through tons of them, and I wanted something that would just hold my acetone so that when I was done stamping on my nail plate, I could just use my scraper and quickly clean it off. And these work amazing. And I've had a couple of you guys ask if I reuse these, and I don't clean them because it's really hard to get all of the nail polish out of these, but I do flip them over, and I probably get about 4 different kind of services or videos that I've created out of one of these, so they last me a lot longer than going through a whole bunch of nail wipes. And these just work so well. I'm so glad that I brought them in. They're functioning great for stamping. This is one of my all-time favorite nail studio Amazon products like ever. And it is this little manicure stand. It comes with another part here too that holds like a pump bottle as well, but I've just taken it off because it just makes it too bulky. You can use this as a handstand for when you're doing your own nails, which I use all the time when I'm doing my nails. I also use this if I have clients that I'm filming for stamping. That way they don't go out of frame when I'm stamping on their nails. But I also use this for my red iguana hand. Because I have tried a couple other stands that I found on Amazon. I would like to get the actual red iguana stand because I'm curious to see how that would work. But a lot of times I will just position her on here like this for when I'm filming, and she just kind of rests on there really, really nicely so that she's like in shot for framing and stuff too. So I absolutely love this thing. So many different purposes. One of my hands down favorite products that I brought in for a nail studio from Amazon are these little glitter containers. They're not just for glitter, but they're like little craft containers. And they are the perfect size for a lot of loose glitters that you get in from different companies that don't already put them in the pots. They put them in bags. They just work so well. They're very inexpensive to get them on Amazon versus say Michael's, but you get a lot more I find with these ones on Amazon too. Also, I only want the containers. I don't want the stands. So for me, it works better just buying these containers on Amazon versus the one at Michael's where you get like the big stand that it comes with too. Okay, this is another one of my favorite Amazon finds for the nail studio, and it is these Prima watercolor little mini watercolor palettes. I have, I want to say 6 of them now. They are just such good quality. I love how small the little pans are, especially for nails, because you're not going to go through a ton of watercolor. They're really easy to mix. They're super pigmented, very, very high quality. They come with these little cards that you can just make up your little swatches too, which I actually threw some of those out and I'm kicking myself for doing that. But there's so many different varieties. The woodland one is one of my favorite ones for fall, but they also have a pastel one. The basic one is a fantastic palette to get to start with as well. If you're trying to bring in any sort of nail art and you're either just starting or trying to grow your collection, I always suggest to shop for the seasons. Right now we are doing fall and winter nails, and so I would suggest to pick up like a palette like this that is really good for fall and winter creations. But I absolutely love these little palettes. They are fantastic. Whenever I want to do watercolor painting, I tend to grab these versus any of the other ones that I have in my collection. Must have favorite finds ever. And this is a lip gloss holder, not the lipstick holders. They are the gloss holders because they have these really big kind of square compartments for holding my swatch sticks. Now I know many of you have brought these in your studio. Some of you like them, some of you don't. My purpose for these is not to have people like look through them all and find the different colors. My purpose for these is for filming. I need to be able to have something just sitting on my desk that I can easily find the different colors that I want so that I can compare them in videos for you guys. So these function tremendously well for me, but I've had a lot of you guys tell me that you brought these in and they did not work for you as a system for your clients, which I completely understand. Sometimes the organization systems that I do just don't work for you guys and vice versa. So sometimes it's a little tricky to kind of find what does work, but I feel like if you had kind of a smaller collection and you had only needed one of these and you just had it sitting out on your desk for your clients to kind of look through, that would probably be a really good solution for it. If I was to make like a favorite nail tools video to have in the nail studio, tweezers would be like way up there. I use tweezers for so many different purposes. I use them for placing water decals. I use them for opening little containers of jars. I use them for different types of nail art. And the tweezers on Amazon are very, very reasonably priced. They come in like a 4-pack, and you get some that are the really, really sharp ends, and then you get some that are the flat ends too. So if I ever need new tweezers, that's usually where I tend to go to. Next up would be these little micro swabs. I use these for applying Swarovski crystal glue before I go in with my Swarovski crystals. I find that these just distribute the perfect amount of glue. You don't have too much, making them kind of, the crystals kind of move around. You don't have too little so that there's not enough for the crystals to stick. I just absolutely love these things, and you can get them very inexpensive on Amazon. And then this is a recent new discovery, but these are these little lip gloss sticks, and I use these for cleaning up stamping, more specifically chrome stamping, because sometimes when I stamp chrome after I've stamped my sticky polish, there's going to be a little bit of remnants on the nails that I cannot get off with a brush. And so I tend to reach for one of these to kind of clean off on the nails. And they're working really, really well for that purpose. So if you're looking for that sort of stuff, Amazon is very inexpensive for it, which is why I tend to get it there. Okay, so that is everything for the nail studio. That would be my hands down top must-have products. Again, check out that other Amazon video if you want to see more products. I also have tons of Amazon hauls on this channel for the nail studio too. But now we're going to move into my other must-haves just basically in my house. So I went through my entire list of Amazon purchases for the last however many years I've been an Amazon Prime member, and I narrowed it down to my must-haves that every single time I look at them I'm like, yes, I love this product. So first up, for the kitchen, I do have a couple of items that I just love. And the first would be this lid holder. So I was getting so frustrated when I was cooking and I just didn't have anywhere to put my lid up. Like I would just put it on the counter, make a mess of the counter. And I was like, there has to be some sort of lid holder that just like props it up and keeps it from like making a mess. And that is exactly what this thing does. You can prop up your lid on one side, which is great. It's got like a little draining kind of thing at the bottom too to catch any of your liquids. And then it also has a little slot for your spoon or whatever it is that you are using as well. Love this product. I love it so much. I use it every single time that I cook. It's super easy to clean. The only complaint that I have is that the little stand that holds up like your lids, it gets a little loose sometimes, so you have to kind of tighten the bolts on it. But other than that, it is fantastic. This is a recent addition to my kitchen and I love it. It is an oil pourer from OXO. And if I am ever looking for kitchen gadgets, I tend to gravitate towards Pampered Chef because I love Pampered Chef, or OXO because I find that either of them are very high quality. They make some unique products that just like fit my need, where like in my head I'm like, there has to be a better oil pourer out there. They have it. So that's just my little tip for you guys, is if you like kitchen gadgets like me, look for those two brands because they have a lot of really cool stuff. So what I like about this is the little spout at the top is kind of slanted, so not spill your oil down the container. Like as soon as you're done dumping it in your pan and you tilt it right back up, it goes right back in the container and it doesn't make a mess all over your bottle. It is just a really well designed little product. And they also have a smaller version of it too that would be great for soy sauce, which I am likely going to be picking up because every single time I use a soy sauce container, I'm like, I wish I had that small one. So absolutely love this product as well. Next are these little bag holders that you can prop up to hold up your Ziploc bags. You can adjust it so that it holds like this medium-sized bags, or you can make it a little bit taller so that it holds the larger bags too. So these are great if you're like pouring some sort of food in it from like the stove or from a bowl or anything. It just holds your bag open if there's nobody around to hold the bag open for you. Also works really well for my kids' crafts and activities. So if I am using like pom-poms or something and I'm trying to clean them up, I will just use these little bag holders to hold open the Ziploc bag so that I can dump them all in. Love these things. I use them multiple times a week and I'm so glad I found them. The last little kitchen gadget is again from OXO, but this is OXO Tot. So they make like a bunch of different kid gadgets too. And it is the OXO Tot grape cutter. Love this thing for cutting my grapes in quarters for my girls. So when it comes to giving grapes or like round objects to little kids, you want to cut them into like long quarters so that you don't have to worry about them choking, and the OXO Tot does it for you. The only thing with the OXO Tot is if you have like really mushy grapes or really mushy tomatoes, it does not, like it kind of mushes them down, but to kind of avoid that, you just kind of push it really fast, and then I find that it doesn't mush them as much. But if you've got like really hard grapes or harder tomatoes, it cuts them like a breeze. It is just fantastic. Again, a product I use on the daily because Violet loves grapes and tomatoes a lot, so I get a ton of use out of this OXO Tot. Okay, let's move on to home organization while we're still on like home stuff. So these door pockets, absolutely love them for home organization. So as much as I am a huge organizer in the nail studio, I also am a huge organizer in my entire house too. And these I just find to be such a fantastic space-saving design. They're originally for shoe holders, but there are seriously so many different purposes for these. So I use them in our like little coat closet for my girls' shoes. I have two of them. So one of them is for the girls' shoes on one side. For some reason, my kids have lots of shoes. And then on the other side, I use it for all of those little small things that you kind of need on your way out of the house. So your masks, your hand sanitizer, your sunglasses. Back in the summer, I had my sunscreen and my bug spray in it for the girls. I also like to keep a change of clothes in these little pockets. Because our house is like a 2-story house, sometimes I just don't feel like going upstairs if I need to like change Violet or change Rose, or we need a pair of socks or anything. So I tend to keep an outfit in these little pockets for the girls too, so that it's just ready to go. I also keep like diapers and wipes and everything like that. Again, just a nice space saving design. So that is one use that I use for it. I also have this larger door organizer. It's not the same design. It's actually for file folders, but I use it in our craft closet for like construction paper and cardstock and any sort of papers that I use with the girls for different activities. So it's really easy for us to just grab our papers when we need it. The bottom pockets also are a little bit bigger, so I can hold glue and scissors and things that are just really easy for us to grab if we need to do any sort of arts and crafts projects. Another use that I have for these over the door pockets is in our closet upstairs. It's a really kind of small linen closet, so you can't really put like a vacuum or anything in it. So I have this one organized for all of our small travel toiletries. And I have it organized by all these different categories so that it's really easy to find what we're looking for. So when we're packing to go on a trip, a road trip, we don't really go like anywhere further than a couple hours away these days. Just all organized in here, so it's really easy for me to grab. It's also nice to see what I need to either pick up or refill if I like run out. So if I notice that a pocket is empty, I'm like, okay, next time I'm at the store, I need to grab whatever small version of this that I need. I prefer using like little small versions when we travel, and because we don't travel very much, we don't go through them a ton, so there's not a ton of waste with them, but they're just the perfect size for carrying around, especially because we don't have like large vehicles, so when we pack, we have to pack on like the lighter side. So anyway, I use this for this purpose and it functions very, very well. But again, there are tons of uses for these over the door hooks. You can use it to organize craft supplies. You could use it to organize cleaning supplies, snacks in your pantry. There are so many different uses for these shoe holders, and they're one of my favorite organizing systems that I found on Amazon. Next up is a stair basket. It's a basket that fits perfectly on your stairs that you would just toss everything in, and then the next time you head up the stairs, you can just bring that stair basket up, empty it out, and carry it back down, and vice versa. If I'm being 100% honest with you guys, I wish I had one of these both at the bottom of my stairs going upstairs, the top of the stairs going downstairs, and then also another one coming downstairs into the nail studio, because there's a lot of times where I just kind of put things on the stairs just to remember to take it down the next time that I go, and this basket functions so well. And I originally did try to just use like a plain basket and it was perfectly fine, but I like that this is like a space-saving design because it sits right on your stairs and it doesn't take up a ton of room. So I love this as well. Next one is a battery organizer. So this was a great find because it organizes any shape and size of battery that you have, keeps it in a nice compact case, so if you need to carry it around the house or anything, it's really easy to use, super easy to organize. Next is this giant snack organizer that I have in our pantry. It is a 2-tiered Lazy Susan, but it is got like bigger kind of pockets in it. So it holds any type of snacks. Now this is a little bit on the pricey side, but what I like about it is that it utilizes the height space in my pantry, because those shelves in my pantries are pretty high, and if you're not utilizing that height space, then it's just basically a waste of space up top there, whereas this Lazy Susan takes care of utilizing that height space. So I really like that about it. It's easy for the girls to get the snacks out of if they want to grab a snack in here. It holds a ton of snacks. The snacks, when we fill this thing, like it'll probably take us like 6 months to go through that amount of snacks because it holds so much of them. The last home organization find on Amazon that I just love, and truthfully if I could find another one I would, and I'd put it in the nail studio, it is my makeup cube organizer. I have been eyeing one of these up for the longest time back when I did get this, and I used to have, oh my gosh, I used to be such a makeup junkie. So I used to have my tall Alex drawer unit down here in the nail studio that was literally full of makeup, and I have over the years condensed my makeup significantly down. Once I became a mom, I just was not wearing it as much, just not using it as much. So I condensed it down to this clear cube, and this functions so well for me. Like, it holds just the perfect amount of makeup for me. I actually could probably go through it and clean some of it out again. My only complaint about it is that it only has one larger drawer, and I wish it had 2 for my makeup palettes. Or for like anything, like putting blushes that are better organized, anything like that in it as well. I actually find it to be like a really nice like piece that sits on my makeup vanity, and it just holds the perfect amount of makeup for me. my mom life must-haves. First up is this mum hook that I would use on our strollers. I don't tend to use a stroller too much these days because we're not leaving the house very much besides going for walks. But back in the day when Rose was younger and it was just me and Rose, we did a lot of errands and shopping and like going to different stores or going to different parks or anything like that. So I use my stroller a ton with her, and this hook is great because it holds so much weight. It holds a lot of different bags if you're doing a bunch of shopping. Love the mum hook. I actually have 2 strollers. We have a single stroller and a double, and I keep one on each of them because when Violet was first born, we utilized the double stroller a lot more than we do these days. So I needed like a mum hook for each of them. And then to go along with the stroller organization, this stroller caddy I love. I have 2 different stroller caddies, and this specific one that I'm going to leave, I'll leave both of them linked in the description box below, but this one is the Jolly Jumper one. And the reason that I like this is because it's a little bit more open. I like that it's not a stiff organizer because I find that it doesn't move around as much. It kind of forms to whatever you have like in it. Whereas the other one that I have that's a little bit more stiff, like it just kind of sways back and forth if we're going on like, I don't know, a longer walk that has like terrain. I have no idea, but it does tend to move around a little bit and I worry about things coming out of it. So I definitely prefer the Jolly Jumper one, but the other one that I have that I got on Amazon, I like it because it's got like a wipe holder in the front. So if you wanted to have like Lysol wipes or wet ones or something in here, they fit perfectly in it too. So both of these are really great options, but as a whole, a stroller organizer is a must-have for me. And the last one is a postpartum favorite. If you are going to have a baby, or you know a friend that's going to have a baby soon, pick them up the Frida Baby Mum Wash. They will be forever grateful, or you will be too. The Peri bottles that they give you in the hospital, they're fine, they work, they do the trick for cleaning everything off. But the nice thing about the Frida Baby Mum Wash is the design of it. So the bottle you hold on the top, and then it's got a little spout that just like squirts up, which is great because then you can just hold it, squirt, and you don't have to worry about like trying to position the Peri bottle or anything. So I actually had 2 of these when I had Violet. I brought one to the hospital that when I came home, I had them on like each level of our house. So it functioned really well, and I hands down would buy this gift for anybody if they're having a baby, or I would recommend it for anybody too. Some of my favorite baby items. First and foremost, this baby banana teether is fantastic for teething babies. It's great because it's got 2 little handles that they can hold on to, and they can just kind of hold it into their mouth. It's super soft, it's really easy to clean. It's probably out of all of the teethers that we've tried, one of my favorite ones. And the Oxo Tot wipe holder. So I knew that I wanted to invest in like a better wipe holder than just having them sitting in the containers that they come in, because I found those really annoying to get wipes out quick. If you've got like a screaming baby and you just need to quickly change their bum, they just kind of drove me nuts. So I got these Oxo Tot wipe holders. They were great. At first when I got it in, I was like, ooh, I don't know how I'm gonna like this, because all it is just like a weight that sits on top of the wipes. But it really just like distributes the wipes really evenly. I love how easy it is to open, how easy it is to close. It's just a very simple design, and I love that about it. It just functions so well. So I have one of these on each of the levels of our house just in case we need wipes, and it is just a must-have for me. So next is this little Oogie Bear like nose picker for babies. Fantastic. If you have a baby who has like a little cold or has a runny nose, who has dried boogers in their nose, it can be hard to get their boogers out with their little tiny nostrils. And if you've got like kind of like almond shaped nails, sometimes you can pick them out, but this thing does it for you. You're not going to shove it too far up their nose because of the design of it. It's great for just getting in there and scooping everything out. Like a must-have for babies, especially if they get like a cold or get sick or anything. It just works so well. Next is the Boon drying rack. This is fantastic if you are like bottle feeding your baby, a pumping mama, a breastfeeding mama who is going to pump or anything like that, or even if you just have soothers that you need to clean or teething toys toys that you need to clean. It's just nice because of the design of this. Your toys and everything just sits on it nicely and just dries really great. You can buy different accessories that can go with it that'll like hold your soothers or hold anything else that you need up with it. We actually use this like still to this day, and I could see us like forever using it just because of the design of it versus like just a normal dish rack. Great option for air drying any of your items that you need. The baby Brezza bottle sterilizer thing, it looks like a giant dome. It is amazing. It is fantastic. It is something that I wasn't too sure if I was going to like, if I needed to actually invest in it. So when Rose was a baby, I never invested in like a bottle sterilizer or anything. With Rose, like our breastfeeding journey did not get off to a very good start. So she was both pumped milk fed in a bottle and breastfed. Whereas like Violet's in my breastfeeding journey got off to like a fantastic start right off the bat. So she didn't get a ton of bottles, but I also use the sterilizer for her soothers, for her teething toys, for my pump parts, anything like that. It just works fantastic for. So again, with Rose, when I didn't have one of these, I would just like boil her soothers and stuff on the stove, which is 100% perfectly acceptable to do. But with 2 kids, I found having this just to be so much easier, so much easier. I could just clean all of the parts and then just stick it in the sterilizer, let it do its thing. It dries everything as well, so I can just put it away when it's all done. It is just fantastic and well worth the investment for me, because I got so much use out of it. Again, for the most part, Violet was breastfed, so even though I wasn't using it for bottles and stuff very much, I was using it for tons of other things all the time when she was a baby. So if you are bottle feeding, it'll work fantastic to just kind of clean everything up for you so that you can move on to the rest of your day. Again, just well worth it, well worth the investment for the purposes that I needed it for. To go along with it, these little bottle labels that I found on Amazon, fantastic. I really like them because they stick to the bottles really well. They've got this little like plastic sleeve that goes over top of the label too, so if like the bottle label gets wet or anything, it's not going to ruin the writing on it. They're really easy to, they stay on the bottles really well as long as you need it, and then they are very easy to remove when you need to clean the bottles or anything too. So for when I was pumping, it was great for labeling the different dates and such that I needed on my bottles, and I use these all the time. Hands down must have, especially in like those early days. Let's move on to the kids stuff, because I know a lot of you are here for my must have like toys and activities and stuff like that. So I brought some of them down here actually to kind of share with you. So for reference, Rose is 4 and Violet she's just about 19 months old. Probably our must-have, my biggest recommendation for toys would be Magnetiles, and specifically I know I'm gonna say this wrong, but Context tiles. They are a different brand than the Magnetile brand, and the reason that I'm recommending them, so we have both. We have the Magnetiles and we have this other brand. And this other brand, the Context Tiles brand, the magnets in them are significantly stronger, I find, than the Magnetiles. So when Rose builds her like structures and stuff, they stay together a lot better. But the downside to that is that they have pinched her skin more than like the Magnetiles do. So if I were to recommend any of them, that's what I would personally recommend, just because I really like that the magnets are a lot stronger in them. But all of that said, if you're looking at getting Magnetiles versus the Context Tile brand, I would encourage you to try the Picasso tiles, because we don't personally have the Picasso tiles, but many of my friends do and have bought like Magnetiles and stuff at like my recommendation, and they also bought the Picasso tiles, and they say that you cannot tell the difference between them. So if you're wanting something that's a little bit on the less expensive side, I've heard that these are fantastic. The reason I'm recommending the Context tiles is because the magnets in them are significantly stronger. Why we love these. These are an amazing open-ended toy. These just become like anything that Rose can imagine. Rose will just come up to me and hand me like a triangle one and a square one and be like, look mom, ice cream. Or she'll make these like crazy big structures with them, or she'll make like little cars or like little houses for her characters. They are just such a fantastic imaginative play open-ended toy. And this specific toy is what kind of took me into this whole other journey of open-ended toys. And if you follow me on my second Instagram, then you'll see how that journey has kind of progressed. I have a bunch of like toy organization videos and play space videos up on my highlights that you can watch to see how that's kind of unfolded. But just seeing how Rose took to these and how her imagination has just like grown and kind of flourished with them has led me on like this whole other like side of open-ended toys, and this is what started it. So these are just fantastic. I cannot recommend these enough. If you see any like toy recommendation videos, a lot of times magnetiles are in them because they are just a fantastic toy. So Violet doesn't really play with these much more than knocking them down when her sister sets them up, but Rose gets so much use out of these, and I know eventually Violet will too. So they're well worth the investment, those toys. This is a like more recent addition to our toy collection, and these are counting bears from the Learning Resources, and you can get these in I think they have dinosaurs, I think they have bugs, there's a whole bunch of different kinds. I specifically picked out the pack of 3 bear family counters because they're different shapes, or different sizes, sorry. So we have a small bear, we have a medium bear, and then we have a large bear. 3 different size bears for a whole bunch of different things. So we use these for creating patterns, for math manipulatives, so that she can just like count them, she can group them, she can do so many different things with them. Violet loves playing with these, because, like putting them into different containers, or Violet loves taking these from like one point to another point. So if I leave them kind of all clustered on a table, she will just start to bring me them, because she just, that's one of her like phases of development right now. She just loves taking things from point A to point B. So we get tons of use out of these. I actually had to put them away for a little bit because the girls were just like, they were just making such a mess. They were just like throwing all over, and they were under the couch and they were under the table and stuff. And I do like a toy rotation. So when that came up, I actually put these away. Not because they weren't getting a ton of use, because they were, but just because I was tired of cleaning them up all the time. So I recently just brought these back out, which is why this is like half empty. The girls have been playing with them upstairs, but I cannot say enough good things about these. You can get pattern cards and stuff that go along with them. We actually have like a Counting Bears bingo game. There's so many different things that you can do with these. And on Etsy, people make different games and stuff that you can buy as like digital downloads or anything too, that pair really nicely with these. So this is a must-have in our toy room for sure. This is like a must-have for Violet. They are these Melissa and Doug chunky puzzles. So we have a few different ones of these, and truthfully, like I've bought some of these on Amazon, but a lot of these you can find on swap and buys or thrift stores. So initially I bought like the few on Amazon that Violet plays with, and as I see them at thrift stores and stuff, I just buy them because they're so much cheaper. But if you're looking to kind of try them out to see if your kid's gonna like them at all, it might be a good place to kind of start. So this one is probably Violet's favorite one, with the barnyard animals. And I love how chunky these puzzles are because they're really easy for her to hang on to. You can also get some chunky puzzles that have like little knobs on them too, which is really good for their pincer grip. We use these like literally every single day. I put one out on the main floor and one out upstairs as well, and these are one of the first things that Violet goes to. And I leave the puzzle pieces off so that they're all set up ready for her to kind of match up, versus storing them like this where there's nothing for her to really do besides take them off. So these are a must-have in our toy closet as well. Sticking on our open-ended toy journey, play scarves. So when I've been watching like open-ended toy room or open-ended play videos on YouTube, a lot of people recommend play silks, and play silks are pricey, especially if you're gonna get them from like Etsy or anything. So I just found these scarves on Amazon and picked them up. I was curious to see if the girls really took to them. I kind of just put them out, and when Rose saw them, she was so excited, because the childcare provider that we use, she does a lot of like open-ended play-based like setups, kind of like what I'm kind of leaning towards, with more open-ended play, and Rose plays with these there. So these can be anything. They could be capes. The blue one can be like water if you're going to set up like little worlds. Same thing with the green one, it can be grass. And Rose has actually taken this like orange one and put it in like her pot, and it was soup. They're again just a really nice open-ended toy. Violet loves playing peekaboo, so these are great because they're see-through for her to play peekaboo in. The only thing is these are so slippery that if I have them kind of like laying out on the ground, Violet has slipped on these a couple of times, so just be a little bit wary of that. They're pretty small size, like they're not big by any means. And when I saw how the girls took to these, I actually have invested in actual play silks, and they will be Christmas gifts for them. These are going to stay out regardless, because I think that the girls are going to still get tons of use out of them, and it's just so funny. They're just scarves, and the kids just love them. Okay, the next one is this Melissa and Doug pound and roll toy. So I originally got this for Violet because she is, I don't want to say like aggressive, but maybe that would be the right word. Like she's just like a very rough girl. Like, she plays rough, she loves throwing, she loves like anything like that. And so I wanted something for her to just kind of like let that aggression out if she feels that she needs it. And this has been fantastic. This toy is just great. So it's got 4 little balls that sit at the top, and it comes with a little hammer that Violet can just like pound the balls down, and then she watches them kind of roll down it, and she just loves every single aspect of it. It's great for her like gross motor skills in her hand. It's great for like her hand-eye coordination. She just really loves it. Rose loves this toy too, and any other kids that come over to our house just love this toy. It is just a great toy. I would make a fantastic Christmas gift. It is loud though, so if you don't like loud toys, then it might not be for you. Next are these sand toys from Melissa and Doug. So we have 2 different sets of them. We have this baking cookies one, and then we also have like this mixing bowl set as well. And these are great. And truthfully, out of all of the like sand toys that we have invested in for our sand table, these are the most played with. These are the must-haves. These are the ones that the girls love, that I love too, because of all the different accessories that come with them. They come out with new ones like every single year too, so I'm interested to see which ones they come out with next spring. Our sand table is like a hands down must-have. I don't know if you can get it on Amazon. We got it at Toys R Us, but the girls play with sand every single time that we're outside, so these sand toys are a personal must for us. For kids activities, so kind of on like the same train but more activity based, activity pads, we have a couple different ones that I wanted to share with you guys. So these first ones are actual activity pads, and they come in like alphabet, they come in letters, they come in shapes. There's so many different ideas with these. So they have the different activities that you would do with them, whether it's tracing or matching or anything like that, coloring. And then at the back are stickers that go on each page, and the stickers in here are in order of the book, so it's easy for like Rose to find where the different stickers go based on every single page. She likes these because these really are just something that I can just put out for her, and she will just go straight to doing them. These ones here, she's just matched all of these up. She really likes like matching and stickers. She likes coloring, but it's not her favorite. Like if you put out a sticker book, she would much rather do these stickers and the matching that kind of goes along with them. So for us, this works really well. These pads are fantastic. Now they have a ton of different pads on Amazon for Melissa and Doug. You would just like search Melissa and Doug stickers or anything like that. This is another favorite of hers, and it is like a food setup. So it comes with all of these different trays and placemats and stuff, and then she just puts the food on them. These are not repositionable. Like once she puts the stickers on here, they're staying on here, but they come with so many different like realistic looking foods. And Rose just like really took to it. It's one of her favorite sticker books. She loves having like the little plates on it. It is just a fantastic one. Again, one of our favorites. And the one that I have in my cart for her for Christmas this year is like a sweet treat one, so she can like decorate cakes and cupcakes and stuff too. And I think they released a new one of these, which I might also pick up because again, we just got so much use out of those. These ones are a little bit different because these are reusable sticker pads. So they come with, it's more of like a laminated piece of paper here. And then all of these little stickers are, so they're not actual stickers, they're like little like window clings kind of. And then they just stick to the little papers wherever she wants. But the nice thing is like I said, these are repositionable, so you can use these for many different purposes, for many different, for a long time. And so the set that I got her a couple different sets, and the around town one is one of her favorites, as well as like the setting up the furniture in the house one. That's another one of her favorites. And then these little clings you can actually use on windows. You can use them on your magnet tiles. You can use them on like light tables or anything like that too. So there's a lot that you can do with these. This giant water mat. So I picked this up for Rose, I think for when she was about 2.5, and she used it a little bit then, but now that she's a little bit older, she kind of takes to it a bit more because she can do the stencil tracing, and she can write out like some of the different letters and stuff, and she really likes it. And I also set this up a lot for Violet because it's just like not messy. If you know me, you keep up with my Instagram, my second Instagram, then I don't mind messy play. I don't mind making a mess with my girls. I don't mind craft nights that just like get paint everywhere. I don't mind any of that. But because Violet is a little bit aggressive, sometimes our like craft days can get a little carried away. So this giant water mat just works so well for Violet. I can give her a little tiny bowl of water, a paintbrush, and she can just kind of go to town on it. It works really, really well for her. So not only do I use it with Rose, but I do use it with Violet as well. Are these little flashcards, and you can get these in a bunch of different ones. I think we have 4 of them. So we have animals, vehicles, first words. These are my first touch and feel picture cards, and these are great for a lot of different purposes and for many different ages. So first and foremost, Violet is very like, she loves different textures. She always has. So these work really well for her because they have touch and feel elements to them. But they're really good because they're realistic pictures, which is something that I really like and look for when I'm looking for different type of activities and toys. I try to get more realistic looking pictures. So they're great for like vocabulary, like recognition of different objects, anything like that. But on the back of them, there's also like speech suggestions or different suggestions on how to use these cards. They're very, very functional, and we get a ton of use out of them. This little, I think it's called Little Hippo clock, we got for Rose when we transitioned her to a big girl bed, so that she would stay like in her bed until we wanted her to come out. And it's the same idea as the Grow clock, but the reason that I liked this is because it seemed like it was a little bit smaller. It also has a sound machine on it too, or I believe it plays music as well. It just seemed to have more features than the Grow clock, which is why I decided to get it. This has been fantastic. For the most part, she will wait until this clock turns yellow for her. So it turns yellow half an hour before they can actually get up, which is something that I wish it was a little bit different. And then it turns green, and that tells them that they can come out of the room. So I'll set it for 8 o'clock so that when it's yellow, she can just come out when it's yellow. So she knows when it just lights up, she can just come out. But this is fantastic because there's been so many times where she wakes up at like 6 or 6:30, and she'll just like get out, go to the washroom, and then come back in and just wait until her alarm clock turns different colors. It's also really good for nap time because you can set it on like a nap setting, and then she'll know, because sometimes she naps now that she's 4 and sometimes she doesn't. So if she's not gonna have a nap, she just waits for that alarm clock again to change colors, and then she knows that she comes out. For us, it has worked fantastic, and I cannot say enough good things about it. So this iPad case is another must-have of ours and favorite thing. Rose has her own iPad that she gets maybe 1 or 2 times a week. We are not big on like iPad screen time. She does get like an episode of TV a day with Daniel Tiger, or sometimes we have movie nights. So we're not at all against screen time. Just when it comes to the iPad, I would personally rather set her up like learning activities that she can do with her hands versus learning activities on the iPad. That all said though, she does still get the iPad every once in a while, especially if I have some work that I need to get done, and she loves it. Like there's some really good like ABC mouse games and stuff on there that she does. So I needed like an iPad case that she could easily hold, that was like kind of would stand up to like the rough and tumble life that the iPad might have. And this works really good. It's got 2 little handles on it. It's nice and squishy, easy for her to hold if she's just gonna sit there and hold it to watch it. If she's gonna hold it with one hand and do whatever else she needs with her finger. So next are these little like food cutters that I use for Rose's preschool lunch. I sometimes will use them for like just lunch around the house too, and I love them. I am not the type of mom that goes all out and does like crazy themed lunches and stuff. I think they're beautiful. I think they're so much fun, and I truly like want to do them. I just don't take the time to. But I do like to cut up like her cucumbers or her strawberries or something like this every once in a while for her preschool lunch. And these little cutters work really well. I didn't want like a big giant set of them, so this specific set that I'm sharing with you guys works really, really well. So the next thing are these little hair bows. There's a lot of hair bow options on Amazon, and truthfully, my favorite hair bows that I've gotten for the girls come from like smaller shops on like Etsy and stuff. So sometimes I want a variety of different colors to match any sort of outfit, which is why I've gotten some of them on Amazon. So these ones, I love that they are like little velvet bows. I just think they're so cute. They're a great size to just put in Rose's hair for like a little bun on top. They are an alligator clip, but my complaint about these is the clip just comes off really easy. There's nothing to hold it in. You can easily glue them in, but I just haven't. But I liked this specific lot because they're velvet and because there's a ton of different colors, so I can match any of her outfits. And then for Violet's hair, These are something I wish I would have discovered earlier when she was younger. I would put her in headbands, and like neither of my girls have liked headbands, and I want their hair to be kind of like have like a little bit of an accessory in it so it looks kind of cute, but headbands just don't work well. So I found these little wisp clips. They have these little like wig clips on the back of them, and they're really small and dainty, and they just work really well for Violet's hair. I can just push them in her hair, clip them on, and they stay really well in her hair. She doesn't like really feel them, so she doesn't play with them very often. They just work really well. We're just about done, you guys. So miscellaneous category. First and foremost, it is where my husband and I get our iPhone cords. It is the cheapest place. They work really well. The only one that we've tried is the Amazon like brand, and you can get them in two different ones where they come with like the plastic cord, or you can get one like with the rope cord. And we recently started getting the rope cord. They're a little bit more pricey, but they work really well. I also really like that the Amazon cords are, you can get them super long. So we have these all over our house. So there's just like an iPhone cord like ready to go no matter where you're at, and I find them to be very inexpensive as well. So the next one, literally gonna come as zero surprise to you guys if you keep up with my favorites videos or anything, but these phone stands, I just can't say enough good things about them. So I have two different ones. This one, I like the adjustableness of it. The only thing with the adjustable one is this little arm here isn't as long as the other one. So if I'm doing stories with it, then it sometimes will like fall over, whereas like the other one, which looks like a little bracket, they don't fall over as easy as this one. But I like that this one's adjustable because they can go a little bit higher. So I have these in my nail studio, and I'm slowly starting to add more of them throughout my house. I love them so much. There's many times where I'm like, oh, I wish I just had this sitting on my countertop, so when I'm following a recipe or when I'm upstairs getting ready, I can just like be watching YouTube videos on it. So love these phone stands. You guys know that if you keep up with my videos regularly. Next are these humidifiers. We have two of them, and I have one in Violet's room because she tends to get congested quite a bit. She's got a lot of issues with her ears, I guess you would say, and it's something that thankfully we'll be able to get her in to see a specialist soon, but she does tend to get a lot of congestion as a result. So we do run these humidifiers a lot in our house, and this one in Violet's room is nice because it's designed for the size of her room. It can be a hot or cold air humidifier. It has a nightlight switch, so it shuts off and there's no lights at all going when it's running at night, and I really like this one. This other one that I'm going to share with you guys is a lot bigger capacity and designed for a bigger room. Our house has like more of an open floor plan, so I have had this on the main floor where we're like sitting in the living room, and it's worked really well. Right now I have it upstairs in our bonus room, which also doubles as like another kid play space, and it works really well in there too and puts off like the right humidity. I believe this one can go hot or cold as well. So I've been really impressed with the humidifiers on Amazon. We've had no problems with them. We've had them for well over a year. They're a great price versus some of the other ones that I've seen in store, and there's tons of options for humidifiers on Amazon as well. To go along with it, these little 2 packs of diffusers, they're just very reasonably priced. I love how small they are. I have these smaller ones kind of distributed around my house, and I don't tend to diffuse essential oils a lot. I like to have like citrus and like energizing ones going in my nail studio, or if it's like that time of the month, sometimes I'll run certain oils for that. But I'm not like a huge like oily person, but if the girls have colds or congestion or anything like that, I do tend to run them because they just work so well. And I really like these ones because they're really small. They're perfect for the girls' rooms. They're not the best for like my husband's and my room, which is quite a bit bigger, but I have run them in there as well, and they're great. They're a great price. They're nice and compact. I just cannot say enough good things about them. But these little pen loops right here, I use them for my planners all the time. So this specific planner, this is a Kit Life planner. I'm gonna have a video up on the new one soon. I'm actually a part of their launch team this year for 2021, which is really exciting. But I love these little pen loops. I have 2 on here because I like to keep a highlighter in this planner, and one here for just like a pen, and they're really nice because they hold any size of pen that I have personally tried. Obviously if you have them too big, they're not going to work. If your pens are like quite large, it's not going to work through there. But I have these in all of our different notebooks. So we have like a grocery list notebook upstairs. I have pen loops in those. I have them in this planner. I have them in my social media planner. I literally have them all over the place, and they're a great price on Amazon. You can get them in different colors, or you can just get like a black lot. I don't know if you can get a white lot. The white ones are my favorite, so if you can, then that would be the way to go. Next is this little shaker bottle. I love the size of this. It is about like this big. It's fantastic for my Thrive shakes that I take every single morning, and I still to this day do Thrive, love Thrive, cannot say enough good things about it. So I have this small shaker bottle that I use every single morning, and I just love it. It's a perfect size for my Thrive shakes, and it's great quality. It's lasted me a really long time. Okay, and I think this is my last item, and it is these packing cubes. I have seen people rave about packing cubes. I did not want to invest in like a really good set of packing cubes because one, we don't travel very much. Even when COVID wasn't here, we don't travel very much. When I travel with the family anywhere, I will give them each their own little cube. So Violet will have a cube, Rose will have one, Steve will have one, I will have one. And it's just nice to have everybody's clothes separated. It's also nice that if you're like staying in a hotel, you can take the packing cubes out and just stick them right in the drawer so that they're easy access. You don't have to like live out of a suitcase. I am one of those people that unpacks. Even if we're staying overnight for one night, I will unpack my stuff. And these make it great because I don't have to actually unpack everything. I just unpack the packing cube. Also, it's super easy in the morning when everybody's getting ready to just find your different things. It's easy to pack up. It's easy to pack up when you're traveling. I like this specific lot that I'm gonna leave down below because it is inexpensive for one, comes in multiple different colors, and the little packing cubes are a whole bunch of different sizes as well. Not the best quality. I will be the first and foremost to say that. If you were gonna jam pack these cubes full, they likely will break. It is not the best quality, but there are tons of packing cubes on Amazon if you want something that's a little bit better quality. For us, in the minimal amount of traveling that we do, it works. I have also used these for if I have like nail trips, specifically because I will likely be bringing quite a bit of clothes if I do nail trips. A lot of times I will be like speaking or demoing or teaching or anything like that. So I will have like my nice clothes, I will have like my lounger on the hotel clothes, my swimming clothes, I'll pack my makeup and toiletries in another one. I just cannot say enough good things about these packing cubes. I'm so glad that I got some of them because they just function so well. And again, it's one of those things that when I'm using them, I'm like so glad that I have them. So that was my huge Amazon must-haves. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you're still here, then like thank you, because this was a long one. I think this might be like my longest video that I've ever posted. So I appreciate you sticking around to the end. I hope you got some good ideas. Please, please, please comment below and let me know what your favorite Amazon must-haves are. Does not have to be in the nail studio, can be in your entire house, can be for your kids, can be for yourself, can be for your husband, stocking stuffer ideas. Anything that you guys love, please comment below and let me know, because I'm always looking for fun things on Amazon. And lastly, if you guys like these type of videos, if you want to see Amazon hauls or what I buy on Amazon that's not just for the nail studio, comment below and let me know, because I could definitely work that into like my filming lineup. I just don't know if you guys want to see it on this channel. So, and mostly my focus is this channel lately, not so much my second one. So if you want to see them, let me know. And if there's enough people that want to, I might start adding them to my filming lineup as well. But make sure you're following me on all my social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.